Do you know what allows Lord Jordine absolute rule over Serendia? I too demonstrated the capacity for good faith when I sent you off, and your favorable outcome is proof that my faith in you is rewarded. Does this not make me a most favorable counterpart to his lordship? Am I mistaken, my dear Roy? I place my faith in your good judgment as well, though those results currently seem to be less than favorable. My wagon of the finest Calphionian craftsmanship in pieces. The black stones that were the sole reason for me funding this excavation absent. Do you think I poured out such funding so that you could go dig up these worthless pebbles?
Apologies, Your Highness. As speculated, the depths of the chamber indeed held black stones, but what we found was merely the empty remains of the stones, after the black spirits sealed within had consumed all of their power.
You don't look like an addled half-wit. Cut the spiritual nonsense and speak with some sense. You're professionals, are you not? You are being paid as such. With that payment comes the expectation of results, not half-baked excuses about spirit. Do you think these results will welcome me into Lord Jordine's strong embrace? Must I be ever haunted by the shadow of disappointment I'll cast across his chiseled face? Ah! Get out! All of you! Never show your faces here again!
You've lost your memories, haven't you? Congratulations on your first castigation. It can be a burden to earn a living at times, though it strikes me as odd. I heard all the black stones excavated in Serendia are being shipped directly to Calphion. Why is this Jordine fellow making his own fiancée?
Since there aren't any black stones, one possessed by a black spirit may briefly gain great power and wisdom, but their ultimate fate is to succumb to its darkness and become a monstrosity. I pray you remain on the right path, for anything so easily gained can also be easily...
Stop scaring them, my boy.
From our first encounter, I knew there was more to you than me. I have a proposal for you. What say you to working for Her Royal Highness, Princess Jarette? I have a proposal for you. Take this letter of recommendation to Captain Cliff. He serves under the princess's father and oversees these parts.
Ah, the princess's recommendation. I heard the news from Officer. We are currently tasked with finding the source of all. He suddenly appeared one day and kicked. Although, we're still unsure how he. But first, we need to deal. Don't forget that the fate of this camp now lies on your shoulders. Don't forget that the...
Impressive. Already the soldiers in the Western Guard camp are whispering of your exploits as a rising star in camp. Did you know that? Let's use this momentum to track down Red Nose. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear. A few days ago, some of our soldiers... I will be waiting here.
His nose was so... I was patrolling the northern forest when I felt a cold energy behind me. When I turned around, I saw an imp the size of an house. I knew straight away it was Rednose. Boy, that imp was strong. He pulled out a sword as big as I am. So, he was pretty agile too, considering his giant physique and all. Well, I nearly died that day. I reckon that's what getting hit by a gold-laden wagon feels like. Look, if you want to find out more, go to the blacksmith. I heard he cleaned up the aftermath of the skirmish.
This? Huh. What's this doing here? This belongs to one of our rookies, Murray. But he wasn't on duty at the time.
I was off duty, heading into Velia. They've got this smoked chicken. My wife is pregnant and she loves the stuff. Anyway, I spotted an imp wandering alone, sort of drunk-looking, stumbling about with a crooked nose. Well, this is rather embarrassing, but I picked him on the head and said, "Hey, pal, you red nose or something? Skulking about all alone here?" And the ground started to quake beneath me, and I swear Red Nose really appeared. I didn't think, I just ran for my life.
You started this whole commotion, and you didn't even have the dragon eggs to report it. You'll face a military tribunal for this.
It was all Marae's doing, then, huh? I'll think about that later. Let's move on to our next task. The important thing now is distracting the imp. You're up for the task, aren't you? Deal with some of the imps here first.
Look here, I've caught it ready to be really blown away.
I told you. I don't know it.
Hey, Eden told me that you are an expert.
No one knows where the boss's hideout is.
Then I shouldn't have wasted my time capturing you.
Do you think I knew I'd get caught like this? Wow, look at the brains on this beanstalk. And you think us imps are stupid? Red nose or blue nose, the beanstalk asks, without even thinking to ask about tiny nose.
Oh, Tiny Nose. Who's Tiny Nose?
What? I said nothing. Imps are extremely loyal to one another. Red Nose will defeat Gieth and bring endless abundance.
Well, the chef...
Tiny Nose is always down at the cave. Just one bite. Tiny Nose is clever. He makes deals with beanstalks like you. Beanstalks give delicious cooked wolf meat to Tiny Nose. He loves it, and in return, meat. Sweet and succulent wolf meat. Please.
There must be more to it.
I will look for traces of Red Nose.
Shush! My wagons! Hey, you! We'll see about this. I'll tell my boss everything. You... Our boss? You want to hear about Red Nose? One rainy day, he was wiping away his tears in seclusion after being roughed up for his shiny schnoz. When he was discovered by a man wrapped in black robes. He opened his hand to reveal a wishing black stone. Red Nose prayed before this man clad in black. I wish for the power to flatten every... Hearing Red Nose's words seething with hatred, the man gave him the black stone in return for a promise. You see that large stone over there with the mark on it? The man told Red Nose to remember that mark.
No one's studying the imps, thus it is my duty to. Ah, so black stones are the source of his power. That makes sense, all things accounted for. Of course I know about black stones. I told you Eden and I were acquainted. Now, let's review the information we've gathered up until now. Grows to gigantic proportions when enraged. How might we prod him into such a state? Your tactic is to mistake him for the imp you just met. Grows to gigantic proportions. Right. I'd almost forgotten. Good. Now, using the information you gathered from the... You can see here... I was... Take this potion. What? What? You think... Oh, can you see it? Oh, hold on! Don't touch it! I dare say... It's Red Nose's hideout. Why don't you take a step back? Bania's soldiers will be here soon. It's best to fight together.
You not only tracked down Red Nose's hideout, but defeated him all on your own. That's something. How could someone with such prowess find themselves shoveling dirt for some pretty boy in a headband? How would you feel about putting your potential to better use? The people could use a champion like you. I'll inform his lordship of your interests.
If you would just hand over the black stone that was in Red Nose's possession.
Apologies, Your Highness, but I couldn't find it. He likely took it with him into the Dark Rift.
Then it was all for naught. No, not quite. It was your first task, and your performance was...
Yes, Princess. They met every measure of your recommendation. They're a fine mercenary, and have quelled the imps for the time being.
Is that so? Well then, rookie, you may approach. I shall reward you for your service. Tiny Nose's information was instrumental to defeating Red Nose, but he is also directly to blame for drawing out this feud.
We found evidence of them trading military supplies with humans. This allowed them to be quickly battle-ready.
A prisoner of war should be kept chained, but it would be a shame to waste such talent and intellect. What shall be done with him? Shall we leave it up to the rookie to decide?
No way! Everything I've worked for, destroyed! All because of them! I refuse! I will not go! Never! You can't make me!
We've lost track of Red Nose, but we must keep seeking the stone that consumed him. There's a coastal village nearby, Velia. Go to Alustin, a wise man there, and report to him on the situation regarding the stone.
I've sent a message to the Velia Vigilantes. Tiny Nose, you've been contracted out as a laborer. I expect you to work